Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. In today's video, we're going to discuss about how to apply the conversion rates dynamically in Tabular Cube or Azure Analysis Service. But before we going through the topic, let's quickly understand what is the conversion rate and why do the business need these conversion rates? What is the expectation from client in my project scenario? So let's go to the conversion rates, right? Okay. So this is the uh, data that is reported by partners or customers. Actually, they reported the sales information in their local currency. Whatever the revenue values that you see here, all these are in local currency. Let me drag the right. Okay, let me drag the currencies column. Yeah. So if you look at here, I have these many currencies information is available in my cube, right? So Australia, Canada, France, and UK and US, and then stat is nothing but it's actually the values reported in the USD. Okay, so wherever you see stat or US currency code, they're literally reported in the USD currency. Okay, so stat is nothing but static. Now, the information that my customers or my partners reported the sales information in their local currencies. Now, I want to translate these local currency values to the standard USD format. Okay, so that is my end goal, and the business can convert these local currencies to the standard USD value, and they can calculate the total revenue or total sales information in the USD. By using that everything in the USD format, they will set the budgets and forecast, and they can take the proper business decision for their reporting in their reporting. Now, so that's about the conversion rate. Not only this conversion, so sometimes what will happen, the business will apply the currencies for the different year. Let's say we take the USD between the current conversion rate between the USD versus India. I think now it's 83 rupees. Now, so if we go back to the like 5 years back, the current currency conversion rate might be the 75 rupees. $1 equals to 75 USD. Let me put this into here. 2024. 1 USD equals to 85 rupees. Okay. Whereas in 2020, 1 USD equals to around 75 rupees. Right. So now what will happen if the business apply the rates, 2020 rates, they will see, let's say, if we apply this one, right? Um, we can name it like remeasured actual sales reported for 2020. Now I want to apply this 75 rupees to this actual reported value, then calculate the my value. Okay, let me remove this currencies. It's create confusion. Right. So I want to apply the rates here. Now here, what I'll do, I'll simply be 4 into 0.75. Right. So when I apply the conversion rate, 2020 conversion rate between the USD and India, the remeasured actual sales amount is like this. So if you sum it up everything, it's coming 33 billion. Okay, but actually if you look at this currency, total is in local currency format, it's coming as 45 billion. Now what will happen, I will recalculate the same measure for with 2024 rates. Now here what I'll do, I'll simply copy this formula, paste it here, and then this time I'll give 85. Right, so now let me calculate the my grand total. Yeah, home grand total, and here grand total. Now if you see the delta between the two rates, right, and there is a huge difference. See, there is a 5 billion difference from the 2020 to 2024 rates, right? So now consider that in 2030, if my currency rate, 1 USD equals to 75, right? In future, let's say 1 USD equals to 50 rupees, right? Now, now what will happen? So now the business want to apply these rates and see how much their total sales value is getting impacted when they take the currency conversion rate with 50 rupees. Right. So these kind of scenarios, these kind of analysis, the business will use the conversion rates. Okay. How do they get conversion rates? They will have their own mechanism to download from the currency exchange website or somewhere. But in our case, the business will provide the conversion rates in the currency format and the respective years. So this is the pretty much about what is the conversion rate and why do we need. I hope it's clear. Now, from my end, what is the my client expectation to achieve this scenario? So for that, my client is actually provides the information in this format, right? So the currency names he will put it on the column and then the years. Okay. So usually these previous year 2, previous year 1, it's not like that we used to get it. So used to get it like this. The headers are like this. So current year, I take it 2024, and then future is 2025, and then previous is 2023, and then 2022, and 2021. So it will be like a plan rate. Okay. So my client used to provide the file in this format. Okay. This way he used to provide. So what will happen as a euro activity? Euro is nothing but year end rollover. So as a euro activity, so he will be adding the new column and providing the new currency rates, and by deleting the old column, one of the old column. So providing the getting this data in this year format, it's a kind of development activity that we need to do every year end to modify our ETL package to get the this data. So instead of doing those changes, so we asked our business, instead of providing the this format, we asked him to provide, requested them to provide in this format. Current year always refers the current running year. Future is the current year plus one, and previous year is current year minus one, and previous year minus two, minus two, and minus one. So now, how do the user remember that this mapping? We maintain the another sheet within the same Excel file, which is the future year, which is the current year, right? So this way, and then don't get confused. Fiscal year end 2025 is future year, and here 2025 is the future year. Okay. So what we are doing? So we are going to consume these two sheets from the business. One is the rates mapping, other one is the sheet two. And now the business expectation is in the front end in Excel, he want to play with this column. Okay, when he select the 2024, then the 2024 currency rates, right? So 2024 currency rates, yeah, these rates should apply to the actual sales, reported sales amount. Okay, so that is his expectation. So yes, we achieved this scenario. Okay, I'll show you how we achieved in a while, but let me show you in the Excel file how we are going to play with that. Okay. So show field list. Here I created one measure called remeasured net USD. That is my calculated column. It's showing by default as a one because I didn't select any plan rates, right? Any year that I didn't select it. That's the reason it's showing as one. Now what I'll do, I will select the uh, plan selection. Yeah, from here, this is my dimension. From here, I select the no, not plan rate. I need to select the plan year, right? So plan here. Now I select the FI23. When I select FI23, what will happen? The rates, right? FI23 rates. These rates will apply to the my original reported sales. This column, the actual reported sales column, right? Will apply to this column at row level, at each row level, and sum it up the entire value and displaying under the remeasured net USD 3. Now, even if I change this to FI25, and it will take the future year information based on the conversion rate, it applies and it will change. So this is the scenario my client is expecting. He don't want to any calculation from his end. What he will do, he will take these two columns in his reporting and then play with plan year. Based on that, the information should get changed dynamically. That is his expectation. So let's get into the design and explanation how we implemented this remeasured net USD column in the tabular cube. So the design standpoint, these are the three tables I'm going to use it in the Tabular Cube or Azure Analysis Service Cube. So here is the structure of the each table. One is the currency rate table. This is how I'm getting the data from my client. Current year, previous year, as I mentioned, future year, and then the rates mapping, which is the future year, which is the current year, all that information. We are getting the same information from the Excel file. Now coming to the fact table, in fact table, I have the one column created, currency name. Okay, so this currency name I'm getting from the source feed. Okay, so some cases we get source feed, or some cases we get it in the maybe reference file, right? So basically, most of the time, the currency names will be defined based on the buyer customer ID or seller customer ID. Based on that, they populate the currency names. Using these currency names, we join this information within the tabular cube. Now, if we go to the tabular cube, so this is my tabular cube. Let me show you the model. Here is my model. Okay, so don't worry about this table. I'm not using it. Leave it. And here is my fact table, and here is my currency rates. Okay, and then this selection plan rate selection table, right? I think there is one more table, should be. Yeah, this is the one we're going to use it. So this is the fact table and currency rates table and the plan rate selection table. The currency rate table and fact table is connected based on the currency name. If you look at relationship, then you can see that both fact and currency rate dimension table are connected with currency name and currency name. Now, in terms of the uh, formulas, right? Let's go to the formulas. Right. So what I did here, I created one separate measure. Okay. Oops. Sorry. Yeah, I created one separate measure here. It's called remeasure net USD. Before that, what I did, so I created individual measures for future year net USD, current year net USD, previous year net USD, previous year -1, and previous year -2. How these currency columns are populating. So I'm using the sales net USD from my fact table. Don't get confused with the name. It's a actual sales reported by the partner. That is the column multiplied with my current year rates from the currency rates table. Since the relationship between the fact and currency rate table, I simply use the related function to join the values between the fact table versus currency rates table. And this time, the information is populating at granular level. At each row level, the currency rates are applying and it's getting calculated. Similarly, the previous year it's the same, and also future year it's the same, right? So all this information is happening at row level. Once it's happening at the row level, what I'm doing here, I created the measure called remeasure net USD. Here I use the switch function. So the switch function will take the inputs, right? So plan rate selection. This is the table. If you look at the dimension table, let me go back to the model here, right? This is the plan rate selection. This table didn't connect it to any of the table. This is called I call it like a dummy table or selection table. So this table I'm going to use to in the only Excel selection purpose, as well as my formula position. Okay, so here I wrote the function switch true if the user selected value is future year, take this particular measure, sum of this particular measure. Okay, and if the user selected the current year, then take the current year net USD measure, which is already here, right? So likewise, I created the totally 5 case statements. If at any point, if the use, I mean, these 5 case statements, one of the, I mean, out of 5 case statement, if one of the statement is not satisfied, the user will see the one value under this particular remeasure net USD column, right? So after this, I just deploy the solution, right? And then, so here is the columns got deployed to the my tabular cube. So you can see here my remeasured net USD and actual sales reported amount and remeasured net USD. And then I'm displaying based on the year wise for FY25. Now, to validate whether the cube is calculating correctly or not, we can drag the currency rates here. Now you can see here, 2020, I don't have any, sorry, 2020, okay, it's a year, right? Not the plan year. So for FY25, right, what is my currency rate for Australia? I'll take that. FY25 is my future year. Okay, you can refer here. FY25 is my future year. For Australia, the currency conversion rate is 0.75. Now, so what I will do here, I will calculate B 5 into 0 0.750. There you go. So you can see here this value is matching, and even I do same thing for the here. So I take the cell number B12 into 0.7500. 1370. It's perfectly matching. Similarly, we can take the Canada, France, and UK and US. And if you have a stat, so you can define the. I mean, since I mentioned the static value, right? It's always one. But in US also, I made some values. These are the dummy values. But ideally, if I'm converting from local currency to the US, this currency code should be one. But for my testing purpose, I just given some random values. Okay, so this is how I handle the situation, right? So based on the year selection, the rates will get changed. So now the feature is the feature here is the FI25. Now next year when we move into the FI26, what will happen? The business will update the rates on these columns. Okay, the structure of this table won't change or file won't change, but here the business will update the plan rate. What is the future year? So next year, when we move into the next year, my future year will be 26 and the current year will be 25. So likewise, the user will adjust, I mean, the business will adjust and provide the feed. Once we load the data, automatically everything will get adjusted accordingly based on this formula. Okay, so this is how I played my solution with conversion rates. So it's working well. That's about how you integrate the conversion rate dynamically in your Tabular cube. In the next two videos, I will show you how the same situation can be handled in the multidimensional cube as well as in the Power BI. So I'll see you in the next video. Until that, take care. Bye bye.